Hey guys, it's Oa. And today I wanted to take a minute to talk about something that you probably have seen all over YouTube. Pretty much every channel has had them as a sponsor at one point or another, and you always hear people singing their praises of how amazingly good they are. Well, today I want to talk about Harry's. And I'm going to do it as somebody who is not sponsored by Harry's, because I'm not sponsored by anybody. And I just wanted to give kind of a real person's view that is not tainted by any kind of sponsorship of the Harry's shaver. Now, I didn't get my Harry's shaver from YouTube. I got mine in, excuse me while I dip off camera here, in a little package at Target. Again, not sponsored. I'm going to keep hammering on that one. So this little package came with the shaver, 2 blades, the little cover, and the little fold-over cover that goes over the head of the shaver like this to protect it when you're traveling. So, the very minimalistic set didn't come with any of the other special bells and whistles that, sometimes come with the full kit that you order. But it was enough for me to get the shaver and the famous Harry's blades. Take the cover off so you can see these are actually really real. It is not going to focus because it's like, there's a face, and I'm going to focus on the face. But anyway, yeah, maybe it's for the best, because I did use this shaver. And that's kind of the point I want to make. I used this shaver for about a week's worth of shaves, which, because I shave like every other day, is like 2 weeks for me. So I used it for about 2 weeks, but if you're a daily shaver, it'd be about a week's worth of shaves. And honestly, this is put out there as a premium shaver. It's put out there as a great experience. Everybody talks about how your face, it just feels like rubbing silk on your face. It's just amazing. The shave is so good. I'm going to be honest with you. The most comfortable this shaver has ever felt to me is actually just now, rubbing it on my face with the guard on. But we'll get into that in a minute. First, I want to talk about some of the good things about this shaver, because there are some good things about this shaver. It's actually pretty nice in some ways. First off, I love the handle. I like orange for one, so kudos for that. But beyond that, you got this nice handle. It's rubberized. It has a good feel to it. It's not like the cheap rubber that you see on some shaver blade or shaver handles. It doesn't have that sticky, tacky, yucky feel that you get with some of these. It's actually quite nice. It's covering the whole handle too, so there's nowhere your fingers are going to hit and you're going to just slip off and go, oh, wow, my shaver, what did I do? No, that's not going to happen with this. It's going to stay in your hand. Secondly, the mechanism for popping these on and off is very simple, and it works very well. You just push this down, you see that moves? Just super nice, no tricks, no how do I get this off? And honestly, if you don't want to use that, you just pull the thing off. It doesn't matter. You don't have to use the mechanism. All it's there for is to pop it. You don't need it. You can literally just pull the blades off of this and put a new one on. It's nice. It's handy if you're just in a hurry and don't want to mess with it. The blades are German. They're supposed to be as a German engineered blades. And I hope my friends who are German don't hate me for that accent. But the point is, I don't get much out of them. We're going to step into the bad now. I'm sorry, I forgot the transition. This is, well, hey, it happens. I'm not perfect. Anyway, the blades, I didn't get too much out of them that I don't get out of any shaver. If nothing else, they feel slightly more abrasive. And this is one of the things that is really kind of a downer for this shaver for me. I got a lot of microcuts from this shaver. And I mean, I don't have smooth skin like a model or a baby's butt. I have the skin of a 40-odd-year-old male who has been through some crap. So I've got some scars. I've got, some little abrasions. I'm on the heavier side, so I'm a little soft under here, as you probably already noticed. But all these things didn't add up to a great experience with this. If you have like perfectly taut, perfectly smooth skin, this I could see maybe working better for you. But if you have a face that has any kind of small abrasions or scars or anything like that, this is going to hit every time you shave over those. It's going to hit those, and you're going to get micro scratches or micro cuts. on those. And every time you wash your face off after, it's going to be like, oh, wow, my whole face is on fire. Why is it on fire? It's because of little tiny cuts. Now, my daily driver that I usually use is this. It is, and again, not sponsored, a Schick Hydro 5. Holding it upside down. Doesn't matter, you can't see the thing anyway. There we go. Anyhow, it's a Schick Hydro 5. Just take my word for it. And this thing, now, if I was going to rate the Harry's experience, and keep in mind too, this is supposed to be a premium experience. It's supposed to be like a premium. Harry's is supposed to be, they bought the factory with the German blades. It's supposed to be, oh my God, amazing good. Now, here's what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to rate this shaver. And I'm going to compare it on a scale of 1 to 10, and I want to give you guys an idea what my 1 and my 10 are going to be. Now, since this is kind of an everyman's review, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the 1, okay, as a bag shaver. Your typical, I got this out of a bag. It's a disposable. It's only got a couple of blades. It's just, you don't use these unless you have to kind of shaver. That's going to be our starting point. That's going to be our 1, okay? And then for the 10, we're going to say something like this, the Schick Hydro 5 or a Mach 3 or something like that, some other relatively top-of-the-line shaver that you get from a department store. And I know there's some people out there who are going to be like, hey, I've got a $120 shaver I bought from my special shop that has all these, great features, and it feels so amazing. That's great, but I'm going to kind of stick to things that most people can buy because I want this to kind of be representative of what the average person would find if they say went to, Target or Walmart or whatever and just was picking up a shaver. So here we go. Overall, build quality. This is a 10. It's right up there as far as the shaver goes. It's right up there with the Mach 3 and the Hydro 5 and other top-of-the-line department store shavers. Right up there. So that's a 10. Now, here's where it starts to go sideways. The blades. I get microcuts every time I use this. I don't get microcuts every time I use my Hydro 5. I didn't get microcuts every time I used my Mach 3. I do get microcuts frequently when I use a bag razor. It's not as bad as a bag razor, okay? It's not as bad as like the ST2 bag razors I just held up. But it's nowhere near like what I would get out of the Hydro 5 or out of like a Mach 3. So I'm going to give this about a 4 or 5. It's definitely not the premium experience that Harry's wants you to think it is, at least in my opinion. Now, like I said, everybody's face is going to be different, so you might put this thing to your face and be like, it's amazing, but I wasn't. And since I'm the one doing the review here, that's what I'm going to say. The action of the head actually takes a bit of force. It isn't like, it takes more to get this to bend than it does with, say, a Mach 3 or a Schick, the Hydro 5. So I'm going to say the action of the head, I'm going to give that maybe a 6. It's obviously better than a bag razor because bag razors don't usually have that. But you will find yourself a lot more often than not actually using this thing by moving your hand to keep it on the contours of your face and not actually relying on the head to pivot because it actually takes a good bit of force. Like you can actually see it's pushing my cheek in quite a bit to get that to bend. I'm not going to do it with the other shaver because I don't have a, oh, hello, focus, thank you. I'm not going to do it with my other shaver because I have a guard on it right now, but you know what? Yeah, I'll take one for the team here if it decides to cut my face, but look at the difference. Come on, focus. There we go. Now, as you can see, it's not doing anywhere near as much pressure to get this thing to bend on my face. But this one, it takes a lot more to get it to move. So nowhere near as good response-wise for that head to bend, to keep in contact with your skin. So, no, that's a 5 or a 6. As far as that goes, I don't get a premium feel of this. Now, the actual shave quality, does it cut the hair well? Yeah, okay, I'm going to have to give that a 9 because it does cut the hair well. It cuts at least as well as this or anything else. But again, it kind of comes with the caveat that you're going to be removing some skin too. It's not just taking the hair off there. It's going to be taking off some of your skin. So take that as you will. Does it take off the hair? Yep. It definitely shaves the hair. Face feel. This is a 3. Now, again, I know there's going to be people that are like, oh my God, how dare you challenge the Knight of the Hairy Shaver. It's a 3, guys. This is a 10. This thing, if I put it on my skin, and now I don't have any shaving cream on my skin right now, obviously, so I'm not going to do this. But if I've got shaving cream on my skin and I run this over, I barely feel it. It feels like I'm running this one with the cover on. It just feels like I'm running something over my skin. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't grate, it doesn't give me microcuts, nothing. This shaver, on the other hand, you can definitely feel the blades scraping on your skin. Even if you're using shaving cream or gel, you definitely feel it scraping on your skin. So, not a good feel at all, at least in my opinion. And this is something that is exaggerated if, again, like me, you don't have perfect skin. If you have any scars or abrasions or anything on your skin, that aggravates how much this thing is going to scrape on you. Because on those spots where your skin is raised up at all, it's going to scrape more. So, not a good thing. I'd give it a 3. Now, overall, I can't recommend this shaver. I really can't, in good conscience, recommend this shaver. Because to me, it just is not. It's not a superior quality product. I would recommend somebody get a Mach 3 or a Schick Hydro 5. Again, let's do the not-sponsored thing. But the point is, those are what I would recommend over this. It just isn't as good. And I'm just going to point blank that right at the camera. It isn't as good. It just isn't. Sorry. Now, if you want to try one of these, and again, I'm not recommending it, but if you do, my suggestion would be do what I did. Go to your local department store. I happened to pick mine up at a Target. I don't know where you can find them. You know, if you don't have a Target in your area, maybe Walmart, maybe other department stores have them. That way, you'll spend your $9, and it was only $9, so that's not terrible, honestly, considering what you're getting. You're getting the shaver handle, 2 blades, the little cover, and there's a little card in there to order more. But anyway, I would do that and spend the $9, and then if you don't like it, you don't like it. You toss it in the trash can. You get rid of it. If you like it, well, then there's a little card in there to order more, and boom, you can start your trip down the Harry's path if you want to use Harry's shavers for your shaver. But the thing is, I would buy it from a department store and try it, because then you're not obligated. There's no credit card involved, and if you don't like it, you can just toss it to the side and be done with it. Go out and buy yourself a shaver that you want, instead of having to worry about, did I cancel my subscription? Oh, you know, there is one other thing I want to talk about with these. This strip, this strip at the top, it doesn't, it's supposed to be a lubricating strip, but it doesn't. It actually kind of, like, sticks. It's weird. It, like, works backward of what you would expect it to work. So, just a little last minute thing I forgot to mention. And I do like the other thing I like about them is I do like the little trimmer being on the top instead of the front, so you can see what you're doing. But anyway, all that really doesn't matter when you come down to the fact that the blades themselves and the shave feel of this is just not great. But anyway, that's where I'm going to end this. An honest man's opinion unsponsored opinion of the Harry shaver. Do with it what you will. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this. Anyway, peace.